Christ. I'm gonna call it now. Here's I've got two opinions here. So let's go over here first because this will help understand my two opinions. Specifically at this moment. I noticed that the lighting looks way different than in even the leaked version of this. Looks more polished. Now, they could have just re-rendered the CG for it, or, and I may be entirely super crazy, this could all be an engine. Pre-rendered, but still an engine. Not real-time. Which is different from CG. CG would be something like you build in Maya, and then you just animate everything, run a camera through it, and record it. Something similar that you would do in Unreal Engine, where you would build the scene, then set up a cinematic camera, run it through, record it, and then play it back as a video file in the engine in the game. When I think of somebody says CG, I think of stuff that's made in like Maya or Blender. That can be done to a much higher level of quality than something that's pre-rendered in the engine itself and then just played back in the engine. I would consider that to be pre-rendered in engine as opposed to CG. So either this is just an update to the CG that they've re-rendered, or it's in-game, not real-time, or if I'm going to be extremely crazy, which I might as well be, this could be real-time in the engine. I don't think it is, unless they're playing it on some sort of really powerful computer, on a dev computer, or maybe on a PS5. I can't really determine if it is or isn't. I don't think it's real-time in engine. I think it's pre-rendered in engine, possibly. But still, the fact that it looks this good in engine is insane. So, now if this is in engine and not CG, then that means that this here is something they've already built. This would be like stuff that would be in part 2 that they would have us like going through and going to column and whatnot. Hey, look, I can see Zach's grave from here. Seriously though, somewhere out here in this craziness is Zach's grave. It's kind of mind-blowing to think about that. I mean, there's just like this area was like this little dinky area where there was just no grass, and then it went into grass into the forests and whatnot a little further down. And it's just this huge area now. And the sense of scale in this game is insane. And they hit you with it again over here as you're panning in. This back here, in this back area here, up at the top in here, that is like the very bottom sections of the Mako Reactor Zero plumbing and whatnot going into the Shinra headquarters. So, I mean, this gives you a sense of the scale. It's insane. I mean, just all this stuff, too. I mean, making Midgar a thriving metropolis, not just some city that you're in the slums for all during the first couple hours of the game, it's always night. Showing you the upper plates, showing you, how everything's connected through, like, there's like a freeway system. It's like it's literally like a metropolis. You got, a milk guy delivering milk, or storing milk, or whatever this is. Maybe it's not milk. It might be, maybe it's like stored Mako energy or something. Some sort of like a gauge here. So maybe it's like a fuel cell or something. You got just people walking around doing this stuff, driving to places. You got kids roaming around. You got dogs eating trash out of trash cans. And this was insane. It's like the animation on this dog, this throwaway dog. It's just insane how lifelike it looks. It's just like Square Enix is not sparing any expense on this thing, and that is crazy. I've got like this arm thing from you see down on when you're going through one of the transitions to one of the other sectors. There's one of these hand crane things that's like broken down there. Again, you kind of get a different sense of scale for this, though. This thing used to be something you could like walk on the hand for. It used to be like a massive thing. Unless this is a smaller version of like a larger one that maybe used for like putting up larger structures. This looks like they're putting in some sort of like maybe piping for Mako energy. For Mako going through the city. I think that's what that is. It's probably some sort of Mako pipe. We got the kids coming down here. Here's one thing I noticed, though. This is... in the original, this was right outside of the entrance to Sector 7. Now this is up on the upper plate. I'm thinking that this park now is going to be situated outside of a like a train station that takes you down, and I think that might be back right behind it, down to the Sector 7 slums, or down to that general area. So this, unless there's more than one of these. If there's more than one of these, then that makes sense. And there might be, because there was also like a smaller like domed structure on the one near Sector 7. So that might be just like an entirely different park. Sigma Guard during the day is kind of insane. Yeah, see, there used to be like a, unless it's like hidden behind this, it's not there. So yeah, maybe it may not be. I don't know. It does kind of look different though. Maybe. Trying to remember what it looked like in Crisis Core. So I think they're taking a lot of the designs for things from Crisis Core, because that was their first foray into what they thought, or what they wanted to do back on the PS1, but couldn't do because of the hardware, in terms of like actual 3D models and actual 3D environments and things like that. Let's see. I love the fact they have One Winged Angel going through the background of this. It really gives you a sense that they are trying to inject Sephiroth like really hard, really early. I mean, even in the one of the what was it? That's one of the developer discussions or whatever they posted for one of the updates. I think it was Nomura was talking about, or not Nomura, not Nomura, the story writer. Can't think of his name right now, but he said that they were trying to make Sephiroth feel like he was a presence that was hanging over Midgar, like kind of like people would go about their day-to-day business, but know that there was just something off. There was something was just kind of off or strange or something like that, or there was some sort of just like unnamed feeling, fear, whatever kind of thing going on, and just like being like a cloud hanging over Midgar, metaphorically. And they're doing it with this track over all this stuff for this. Look at all the detail in these buildings. Jesus Christ. If this is in engine, real time or not, that's insane. This goes above and beyond what I thought Unreal 4 would be capable of. This is in engine at all. I'm almost certain this is CG, but if it's not, this game is going to do what the original did for gaming back in the day, which was redefine the standard of quality for visual fidelity in gaming. Basically, that's what 7 did in the original 7 did back in the day. Jesus Christ. Friggin' dog still can't get over it. And the character animations are crazy smooth, too. I like the fact that anytime you see any kind of greenery, any kind of plant life, it's all just kind of withering away because they're pulling all the Mako out of the planet. Now, this transition is genius. This transition is amazing. So at the beginning of the intro for the original, you just start it in this like star field, and you don't really know what it is. Pans down into that shot of Aerith. Now you could make the connection that it's maybe Mako energy, Mako particles floating up from that grill grate thing in the original that she was looking at, or even in the. But a lot of people processed that and thought of it as just like a star field, like space. You're in space, looking at stars, and then you just end up, zooming into this scene with this girl sitting in front of this thing and looking at this grate in the ground for some reason. This, it's like, no question about what it is. It's Mako particles. And I like this too, the fact that Mako is not really a clean energy. It's when you burn it to produce energy, it's releasing Mako particles into the air, and it makes you wonder what it's doing to the people that are living in Midgar. So also, there's a line in the bombing run where Barrett's talking about, I think Cloud says something, and Barrett says, you can literally taste the Mako in here, or something to that effect. So that's kind of an interesting aspect of it too, that Mako energy actually has a pollutant in it. I had never thought of that. Well, I mean, I'd thought of it, but I hadn't thought about it. Like, the thought flashed through my mind when I heard Barrett first say that, but then it's like, it didn't click till I saw this just now, when we were going through it earlier. Jeez. And then we zoom around and see Aerith looking at a broken Mako pipe. Then we enter into the part that we've seen from the leaks. Yeah, but the lighting has been updated. It's a lot more polished. There's a lot more. The highlights are way more defined, and the shadows are way more defined. So yeah, I think that this is one of the things they were working on this during this time to polish the game with, was the lighting. Let's see, right there. So the hair. At first glance, it looks like it's been fixed a bit. It used to be sticking out a lot more than that. Like, it used to be more... didn't used to fall back as much, and people were making jokes about the fact that Aerith had bones in her hair. I mean, technically, she does. The character model has bones in the hair to make it do stuff, but... yeah, it looks like they changed it a little bit, and it's a little more... realistic moving. Still, I mean, technically it might be just like hanging completely straight down at this point, but hair is hair. It's hard to deal with sometimes, especially when you're dealing with like graphics. Like right there, that wouldn't be sticking out so much like that, but it's not as bad as it was, I don't think. But yeah, animating hair can be a real pain. I have to pull out. Oh, one other thing. Back here somewhere. So this scene here. The lights come on, so it's like transitioning from afternoon to evening. At the point where like maybe an auto system is turning things on, and the reactors flare up. So it's insinuating that at certain points in the day, reactors are put underneath a heavier load, and that's when they start producing this column of energy coming out the top of them. I like that little attention to detail. I also wonder if we'll ever get an explanation for what that like weird mist field thing is above the reactors. If it's some sort of like Oh wow, I never noticed this before. The number 4 reactor is offline. Wonder why that is. So is number 8. Actually, yeah, number 8 and number 4 are not online. I had not noticed that before. Or at least they're not pumping out energy like these are. Not under such a heavy load. That is really interesting. But yeah, so the transition, I think, from in-game to CGI to in-game happens here. We get this mist field coming at you. Because they can hide the transition there. At this point, everything's in engine in real time. This isn't pre-rendered at all. This is all real time in engine. The game just looks amazing. Even in the engine looks amazing. Yeah, all the lighting's been updated here. Again, the highlights and the shadows are much more noticeable.
Get down here, Merc.
I might be mistaken, but Cloud's hair looks like it might have been updated too, but it looks a lot higher quality than it has in the past. I haven't really paid that much attention to it before, so I might be wrong. Oh my god. this friggin' thing. So, a lot of this stuff here, we actually saw in the E3 2015 trailer that they had. Like, rough early versions of it, not this quality. Like the scene with like this guy, this raven flying through the smoke. Some of these scenes where we saw, like in the highway sequences. Some of those. Obviously, all this stuff is new. This wasn't in the E3 trailer. So yeah, I mean, I think they've been like showing us bits and pieces of things that were all part of this, and they're stitching it together now. Damn. Every time I see something new for this trailer, my hype goes like 3 levels higher, and it's gotten to the point where I will never be this hyped for a game ever again. It won't be possible unless it's Chrono Trigger. If it's a Chrono Trigger remake, then I'll probably get as hyped for it as I am for this. But yeah. What day is it? It's February 14th. Got like, I don't know what, 54 days to go. 54 damn days. Way too long. Damn. Alright. See, that didn't take too long. How long was that? 40 minutes? That's not too bad. For the reaction and for the breakdown. Okay. Frigging amazing looking. And I think it's going to, like I said, it's going to change gaming when it comes out. Period. I think it's going to be one of those transformative games. It's going to make the industry rise to a different level, a different standard, and make gamers expect a different level of standard of visual quality to the games that are coming out. Man, the hype train is rolling, and there ain't no getting off it. At least for me. Now I need to go watch Max's reaction to it, because I saw that he had streamed a bit of it at the end of his stream last night. I saw that there was a I went back, and I usually go back and look at the chapters on streams that I watch but don't finish to see if there's something new for it, and saw that there was that in there. So yeah. I don't know. I said that we weren't going to get anything else after the last trailer, and we got this. This might be the last thing. I don't know. I mean, it's the intro to the game. I don't know what else they could show us other than the whole entire game itself at this point. And they've already shown us a lot of the trailer too, so or a lot of the game too. So hopefully they don't show us too much more. And if they do show something, hopefully it's just like mechanics and not story stuff. Oh, screenshot. There were some screenshots too. Should we go over those? I think we should. I think we should. I want the official thing. Is this it? Yeah, here it is. This is it. Alright, bring this down here. Alright, so we got a bunch of screenshots released here, and some more information about different things. So, Nailbat. Right off the bat, there you go, there's a Nailbat. Can I open this? If I want to view this, how do I view it? Here we go. So this is awesome. It shows that they're sticking with the quirkiness of the game. Nailbat in the original game is like this kind of joke weapon almost, and it kind of is still. Like, it's like massive compared to what, you know. I mean, it's like literally almost as tall as Cloud is, and thicker than his legs up at this point at the head of it. So this is awesome. This says lots of good things to me. You also see like an enemy here. It looks like some sort of crab enemy, I think, or maybe a spider kind of enemy. I don't know. Hard to tell because this is in the way of it, and all the hit sparks too. Oh, I don't want that. I want this. Okay. I want to go back to the... How do we get out of this thing? Oh my god. Oh, it's over here. Duh. It was a whole different thing. So, they finally released the key art for Nanaki. Looks really good. There's also another... Wasn't there 2 shots of him? Yeah, there it is. This one. That's from the trailer from the other day. Oh, God. What are you doing? Here we go. Can we make this bigger? Yeah, here we go. Oh, so it is an HTML page. Damn. So, yeah. It looks amazing. Said that in the breakdown for the other trailer that was released last week. We got a key art for Hojo. Kind of, sort of. You don't really get to see much of his face. It looks like Hojo, though. It's not quite as high quality or close up as some of the other ones are. Here's another look at it. Still can't tell what that says. So, Tifa in battle. Tifa Lockhart is a swift fighter who uses martial arts to damage enemies. She can combo fast attacks, pushing the square button, and unleash abilities of pushing triangle. Whirling uppercut. It's a new heavy skill. And then Omnistrike, which smacks her... Tifa smacks into her foe with a powerful shoulder slam. So it's like a shoulder check. Then we have Rise and Fall, which is a series of brutal kicks followed by a powerful punch attack. Then we got some more information on special abilities. So True Strike moves in front. Let's see, move hits the enemy in front of her with a swift attack. And then Dive Kick. So these are some of her abilities she'll get. They're probably tied to certain weapons, I would think, as well. Some stuff about Aerith here. Healing Materia spell. It's spells like Cura and Cure. Aerith using Regen. Okay, so Regen is in the game. This one is kind of interesting. Deadly Dodge Materia. So what I think this confirms is that we have a Crisis Core-ish kind of system for materia in some aspects. In Crisis Core, you had ability materia that gave you new attacks you could do, like Assault Twister and Poison Strike and things like that. This seems to be something similar. In this case, though, what this is, it's probably... I don't think this is command materia. This might be a independent materia. Because what it does is it changes any attack that you do after evading an attack into a more powerful attack. So this is a modifier, or it modifies your attack after dodging. So I think it's probably an independent materia. Any character can use it, not just Cloud. I wonder if this indicates that there's going to be character-specific materia as well. Or if they're just mentioning that anybody can use it, not just Cloud. Because maybe people thought that since it was showing Cloud only, he could use it. I don't know. How would that work for Barrett and Vincent and Yuffie? Assuming Yuffie is still a ranged. Yuffie might actually be able to be a ranged and a melee at the same time because of the weapon she has, but Vincent and Barrett are both definitely... Vincent especially is definitely ranged only. Barrett does have some melee weapons, but how would that work for like a ranged weapon, this thing here? So maybe if you evade a ranged attack, it makes a ranged attack more powerful? I don't know. We'll have to see, but this portends some really good stuff in terms of new materia. Then the Nailbat. When you equip this weapon, it will be reflected in your character's appearance in another battle. This image is a reimagined version of a fan favorite. God, the dad jokes. We think the team nailed it. Mercenary quests. Okay, let's take a look at this. So, this is a quest page. The original didn't have this. The original did have quests, though, but there was no way to track them. So you didn't even know you were on a quest. Now this could be a problem, because if you talk to, like, there's a guy where you go to get the ultimate weapons, and if you talk to him, and you forget that you talked to him, you might not remember what you needed from him, and you have to come back to him and talk to him again if you remember that there was even that thing in the first place. So this is a nice added thing here. So we've got this Chadley's report. This is in Chapter 3, Home Sweet Slum. So Chapter 1 is going to be the bombing run. Chapter 2 is going to be the escape sequence, and probably also the... the escape sequence. And Chapter 3 is going to be when you get to Sector 7, I would think. Or at least get to the point where you can go to Sector 7. So, got Chadley's reports, Rat Problem, Nuisance at the Factory, and Lost Friends. Now, right off the bat, this is kind of interesting. We see multiple pips in here. So, these must actually be not just quests. It must be like a quest series, like a quest line. Because there's multiple pips here. It's like a Rat Problem. This probably, it seems like it would be like a quest about taking out rats somewhere, so like a hunt quest. You do the first one to kill the rats off, then maybe like a boss comes up for the second one, or maybe there's like a sequence of you going out to fight rats, and the last one is like a rat boss kind of thing. No clue what this is. Lost Friends, it's like finding characters, I guess. Go finding NPCs. maybe. Isn't at the factory. Seems to be maybe like an investigation quest. You have to go and investigate what's going on, or deal with something, some sort of enemy at a factory. It's interesting though. We got a map and we got story up here on these. Cool though. Actual quest menu thing. Let's see. Cloud can help many people across Midgar, including local merchants. Oh, nice, local merchants. So you can do stuff for merchants, and maybe they give you like a discount or something, or have more stuff that they'll sell. These tasks are varied. You'll be asked to deal with anything from taking out troublesome monsters to finding lost cats. Let's see. In this quest, Cloud is asked to deal with some drakes. You'll get valuable rewards for completing the task. So yeah, this one's a hunt quest. See. Oh, wow. Wait. I'll come back to that in a second. So hunting some drakes there, and then we have them coming back to turn in that quest. Now I'm betting if they went back to the that quest menu screen, one of the pips would be filled in on that nuisance in the factory quest. Okay, let's go back to the other screen real quick, because what the hell? This might just be like fancy camera work, or because they're controlling Tifa, this could be evidence more of a tech system, like a dual tech or dual ability system, or some sort of like combo system, or character to character combo attack sort of thing, kind of system. I'm just going to use tech system because Chrono Trigger has one of the best implementations of that kind of a system, and that's just, that's my standard go-to exemplar for that kind of a system. So, because we see Tifa's going in, Cloud's going in on this Drake, and we've seen like little hints here and there in various trailers of something that might be like a tech system, and this is one more thing of that. It could just be that this is a this is just a thing that's set up by having commanding Tifa to do something, throwing it into tactical mode and switching over to Cloud, or commanding Cloud to do something and switching back, and then they execute at the same time. Still though, potential is there, and I hope that is something that is there. And if it is there, it's something that they're not talking about, which is smart, because that would really blow people's minds that was an actual thing, I think. My feeling is that this battle system is going to have so much depth to it. It's going to be basically the Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy 15, and Chrono Trigger battle engines all mixed together, and some aspects of them, not in totality. This would mainly be sort of the Final Fantasy 15 sort of battle system for the general mechanics, like how you move around the battlefield, how you attack. Abilities and things like that are like more like Crimson Echoes, more like Chrono Trigger and Kingdom Hearts, kind of in terms of like the UI and how they're actually used. And then you have the staggering system, which is from 13. And there's probably also other bits and things from other games in here as well. Like the summon system from this is like a lot like the one from 12. So I think we're going to be noticing a lot of things that they put into this. It's going to be a really deep battle engine, I think. So we've got that. Battle reports. Meet Chadley, a 15-year-old research trainee. Oh, this is that Chadley report quest. Working under Professor Hojo. Works for Hojo. He's researching new types of materia and needs a little help from Cloud. What? New types of materia? Let's go to this one first. Ooh. Wow. So this guy, this Chadley, you complete his stuff, he gives you new materia, like brand new materia, like auto cure. I I'd have to assume auto cure then would be like if you have the mana to do it, and you have low health, or like maybe a certain amount of health that you can set somehow. It'll cure you or cure a party member. Oh, holy crap! What if this is complete straight speculation on my part now? What if this materia thing here is it's probably because I'm since I am streaming in 1440, it's probably the server you're connected to isn't able to serve it to you correctly. It's a known thing when you stream over 1080p. Twitch tends to sometimes crap out. So what if you could take this? What if there's like settings for certain types of materia where you can set up like the Gambit system from Final Fantasy 12, where you actually tell it under these conditions, do whatever you do. So like if there's an ally whose health is below 10%, cast auto cure on them. That could be insane. That would be insane. Wow. I hope that is what it means, because if it does, Jesus Christ. And so we got some other ones over here. So we have magic elements, stagger effect, part 1 and 2. So I wonder if the materia from this increases or modifies the way that you stagger enemies. Somehow, it seems like it might be what it would be. And this seems to be magical elements, so maybe new types of elements. I mean, there is elemental magic, elemental materia. It's a support materia. I want to say, like you equip it into a weapon or an armor with a slot and connect a elemental materia to it, and it imparts that elements to that armor or weapon as a defense or as an attack modifier. And so this is Chadley then. Okay. What is this thing? It's kind of weird thing on his shoulder. Kind of strange. What the friggin' guy's back there just sitting there with guns. It's definitely in a slum. Which one though and where? This guy's just down here with friggin' automatic rifles. I wonder if they're part of Avalanche. Because we've already seen that there are some just like nondescript Avalanche members around. Let's see. Whoa, what the hell? Super Saiyan Chocobo Chick. Wow. That looks really strange. Oh wow. What the hell? So, Chocobo Chick's being used here in a battle against a sweeper. This is in the bombing run. This is that battle we see him fight, I think, before they go into the reactor elevator. Maybe. Well, this could be Shinra Tower, too, I suppose. Still, though, So, what if they're... Again, here we are. Straight speculation on my part. What if summons now have a size associated with them? So, like, small, medium, large summons. The large summons, like Ifrit, Shiva, Leviathan, can only be summoned during specific battles or specific conditions, like a specific size of area, or specific area that you're fighting in. Whereas medium and small ones, like Chocobo Chick, can be summoned anywhere during any battle, or maybe during any non-standard battle. Because this is not a boss battle, to my knowledge. Unless I made a boss out of a sweeper, this ain't a boss battle. So this means that this is being summoned outside of a boss battle. Wow. More questions. More questions than answers so far. Okay. What the hell? Is this? Yeah, this is Carbuncle. Nomura, what did you do to him? My god. Big-brained Carbuncle. Jesus. This is like... I'm not gonna lie, this is on par with like the original Sonic model. God. This thing looks so strange. It's like this head, all this space up here. Cannot get over that. God, that looks weird. So Carbuncle wasn't originally in 7, but they've added him in. Oh, cool. Yeah, so he does the same thing. This is either like a magic shield or... so it was called Barrier in the original 7, this magical shield. Or maybe it could be Reflect, too. Or he might cast something like Great Wall or... yeah, Great Wall I think it was called. Big Wall. That does both magic and physical defense. So casts Wall and Shield. Or Wall and... Barrier. Once again, he's been called in a battle that's not a boss battle, as far as I know. Got a status effect down here for something, for whatever this is. Status effect. It's an image timer, so it shows an image icon down here, and then it depletes as you run through it. Interesting. Okay. Mystic creature with a ruby attached to its sword. The power is to summon the skid power. If you get digital deluxe edition from the I'm gonna stop talking now. Stop trying to talk now. Hey, Cactuar. And he looks like a Cactuar. His head doesn't extend like way up to here, with his face being down here. Is this a touch me? So Cactuar. Vacant-faced cactus can fire 1,000 needles at a time. You'll get Cactuar if you pre-order the Deluxe Edition, Digital Deluxe Edition, or First Class. Cool. So 1,000 needles is its standard attack. Well, one of the standard attacks it does while it's just being summoned out. I wonder if 10,000 needles is the final attack, or if it's something entirely different this time. Environments. Okay, I got some environment screenshots. Oh, wow. A much more crazy looking version of the reactor. This is the first one, right? Well, they probably have the same design for all the reactors, have the same interior design, same core design for this bit. Yeah, they definitely have enhanced the visuals, the lighting, and some of the more like particular effects, like this steam down here by the lights. This definitely looks a lot better than it did in the E3 trailer from this year or last year. Mako reactor sucks out Mako from the core of the planet, then turned into electricity or liquid gas for cities. Though it's used to produce materia, and though it is also used to produce materia and further research. Some sort of train tunnel here. So this might be, you might end up here during the chase out of the bombing mission, and also maybe for the Reactor 5 mission. Wait. Enhance. Can I enhance? I can't enhance. No. Yes, I can enhance. I have to enhance the outer section of it, though. Can't go any further in. Energy drink potion? Is this a vending machine? Huh. That is very interesting. Corkscrew tunnel connects the slum streets to the nicer living areas in the top of Midgar's plates. Tunnel goes upward around a giant corkscrew through the center of Midgar. Passengers in the train are always checked for ID, and movement between cars is closely monitored. Blah, 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 blah. And that's it. Jesus Christ. So, side quests are confirmed. We pretty much knew that was going to be in there specifically, but this one side quest with the new materia, though, that's kind of interesting. And auto cure, that brought up a whole new range of questions about the battle system for me. If they had some sort of gambit system in this, shit's gonna be crazy. And poor Avengers. Poor Avengers. Jesus. That's all I have to say is Jesus. This game looks better and better every time I see something from it. Hype will never die.